popular spot for kids and adults in Niagara Falls.
As our man Mike Randall discovers, you can't judge a book by its cover or a store by its name.
The name, House of Fantasy, has raised more than a few eyebrows, but not to worry.
It's a comic book store.
Owner Paul Bene opened in 1983, but he's been crazy about comics since he was a kid.
Yeah, I couldn't read. I can remember buying comic books and I couldn't read, but I loved the pictures and I knew it was Superman.
His favorite back then, the Man of Steel. These days, Paul prefers Walking Dead, which has been turned into a TV show.
If you read the comic book, it's not the same story as on the television, and the television's not the same story as in the comic books.
Some comics are now called graphic novels. Those are for the big kids, like longtime customer Chris Reagan.
My collection's pretty sad, really. I don't have any mint condition anything because they've been well loved.
The Archie gang has had a makeover and a graphic novel called Riverdale.
Jughead looks like a matinee idol.
Yeah, well, they've updated it.
Not to worry, kids. You can still find traditional Jughead comics.
Hey, there's something for everybody here.
Paul says there are only two authentic American art forms, jazz and comic books.
And neither one of them was appreciated in the United States until long after they were greatly appreciated in Europe and Japan and other parts of the world. For the girls, there's Strawberry Shortcake and there's My Little Pony.
There was a time when people collected comic books as an investment, but Paul says not so much anymore.
I think most people buy old comic books because it's a connection to their childhood.
Paul Bene, comic book expert and proprietor at the House of Fantasy. Oh yeah, what about that name?
Where I was going for was there were comic books called House of Mystery. So I thought House of Fantasy would sound like a comic book title. It never occurred to me that some people's fantasies are different from mine, I guess.
What's in a name anyway? In Niagara Falls, Mike Randall, 7 Eyewitness News.
Interesting stuff.